Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hey everybody. Just a quick podcast on election eve. Really haven't had much to say for the past month. And today I don't have the capacity to listen to anything. Yes, I've still been listening. I've still been paying attention to politics. Just haven't felt the urge to do a podcast. So what's going to happen? I felt the need to come back here since I have this tool and get my prediction stored here in the archives just in case I'm right. And I'll get to that in a minute. First things first. Everyone is so sick of these fucking emails. Right? Everyone is sick of hearing about it. I know I am. I've been sick of it. I was sick of it about the time when Bernie Sanders piped up at the Democrat debate and said, "Enough about your damn emails." I agree, Bernie. But why are the emails still... Now, today, I did hear the little bit of news that I heard. I actually heard this yesterday. Jim Comey comes... we didn't find anything. After he came out a week ago and said, "Oh, there might be something." "No, there isn't anything." "No, she didn't do nothing now. She kind of did, but she didn't." This guy. What the fuck? Huh? There's a lot of crazy shit going on here, and I could go into that for an hour. I could do an hour show on just what's in my head about what the fuck's going on. Both with the election and shit going on inside our government. And forget all that for a minute. Let's just focus on one thing if I can get to my prediction. The emails. Why are the emails still hanging around? Why are we still talking about this? Well, there's a number of reasons. But let's just talk about what we know, what I know. Let's talk about that. And maybe you'll understand the way I understand why we're still talking about it. Should they be, this Hillary Clinton email server thing be this big of a deal? Maybe, maybe not. Isn't that great? Maybe, maybe not. It's almost like the election. Trump might win or Hillary might win. We really don't know. Too close to call. That's the way everything in America is nowadays. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Let's look at what we know. Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, used a private email server. That's a fact. Hillary Clinton, according to testimony by James Comey before the Congress, said that Hillary didn't quite do the right thing with her emails. She wasn't exactly truthful with everything that she said publicly. Now, according to what she said to the FBI, she was, because if you lie to the FBI, you go to jail. So apparently she didn't lie to them, but she kind of wasn't really all that truthful with the American people. So we know that. That's been admitted to by Hillary Clinton herself. She has said, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Won't happen again." Okay, let's just stop right there. What I know is, if you're in any type of a government job, you make a mistake with sensitive material, you may not get fired. Most likely you will. Most likely you're terminated. But on the off chance that you're not, you certainly don't get promoted. Okay? Let's just go that far with it. If you're a government employee and you screw up at work, the chances of you getting promoted are not real good. Unless, of course, it's in the federal government. Then it's a whole different ballgame. So we know the email server was a bad idea. So you can't do that. You can't use a private server. So why is it still on everyone's radar and still being talked about? Well, let's bring in the Clinton Foundation. The foundation that Bill and Hillary and Chelsea have that takes donations and helps people around the world. Okay? That's a fact. That's real. That happens. Again, I don't want to argue about the merits of the Clinton Foundation. That's another right and left argument that is so old and tired. There's no point in getting it. You either believe one thing. That's one thing that I've found out about politics this year and why I've stayed out of it. Because you either believe something or you don't. You either have your ideology or you don't, and no one's mind is being changed. So I don't engage. I don't engage anyone in it anymore. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. Clinton Foundation. has taken money from foreign governments, a la Saudi Arabia and Qatar, to name a couple. And that was while Hillary was Secretary of State. Okay? So the reason why this email server is such a big deal and is still in the news the way it is because there are forces out there that are trying to make the connection that Hillary Clinton used a private email server to keep everything quiet and not let the cat out of the bag to the different government agencies that watch government employees, including the Secretary of State, for appearances of impropriety. In other words, taking money for influence. That's what this is all about. They're trying to make that connection, and so far they failed miserably. It hasn't happened. They haven't found a smoking gun, but they keep trying. They think that that's what they're going to find at the end of this fucking rainbow, is some magic email that proves, see, she was taking money for influence as Secretary of State, and that's why. That's why she had that server in a bathroom in Chappaqua. That's why it's because they can't find it. They can't find the proof. And they know it's got to be there. That's why we're still talking about it. Because of the appearance of impropriety. Now I'll say this much. Most of the time in government, especially in politics, the appearance of impropriety is enough for you to lose your political gig. I've seen it happen to countless individuals. You've heard it yourselves. The mere appearance of impropriety, and you're out. You're out on your ass. No one trusts you anymore. Hasn't happened here in the case of Hillary Clinton. And that's another thing that's got people on the right all wound up. Is how does she continue to skate? It appears very inappropriate, yet here she is on the eve of becoming the President of the United States. How the fuck can this happen? That's what the problem is. That's what the massive division is all about. Because again, no smoking gun, but something sure smells fishy, doesn't it? Taking millions of dollars for political influence in our government. That's what everyone's after on the right. And that's what they're not finding. And that's why when Uma Abedin and Carlos Danger, a la the real name, Anthony Weiner, when his laptop shows up in an FBI investigation, then James Comey comes out and says, hey, we found some more shit because there's 650,000 emails we got to go through. What do you think they're looking for? Classifications? Markings? Is this they already know. She's admitted to sending and receiving classified information on a private server. We know that already. She's admitted to that. That's what she said was a mistake. So that's not what the FBI is looking for. The reason why they had to search through all of Anthony Weiner's... God, can you imagine what they found on that thing? Whew. The reason why they had to go through all that shit was to see if maybe there was some kind of smoking gun that proves she was taking money for influence as Secretary of State. That's why we're still talking about it. Am I still recording? I ran out of time fast here. 15 minutes, I gotta go. All right, let's get to the election. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna know early who the next president of the United States is. Really early. Earlier than we ever have before. We're gonna have news organizations calling the race before the polls close in the Central Time Zone. That's my first prediction. Before the polls close in the Central Time Zone, it will already be a done deal. We'll know, and we'll know that Hillary Clinton is the first female president of the United States of America. She will win. I guarantee it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm going on my gut. I'm going on everything I've heard for the past 16 months. And everything I've heard and everything I've watched tells me, my gut tells me, she's going to win. And she's going to win in a landslide. It's going to be huge. It's not even going to be close. There you go. Oh yeah, I changed the name of this too. I figured fuck the media is probably not what people want to see or read. Who's calling me? Oh God, my boss. All right, there you go. Divided we fall. Thanks for listening. rodgraphing@gmail.com.